Lovely to meet you again. I'm the SLUMFLOWER, and we are here at the Detroit screening 2017, starring John Boyega and Will Poulter. I'm sure you recognize both their awesome faces from past films. The environment here, I'm guessing, is going to be so intense after we watch this. I can't wait to watch this. I can't wait to grab people's opinions. I know it's going to be extremely peak, but also it's great to be here, and I think it's incredibly important that we are having this conversation. And as people, whether we're black, white, mixed race, whatever we are, we all have a duty to contribute to this conversation and actively work together to create a solution.
Live one, from a step foot in a place that's a live one. Got a few new bars, I'ma try one. Man, I got 5, but not like my one. Live one, link for the food is a live one. Better know my crew is a live one. Energy's on point, better try some.
Tonight's highly anticipated film, for those of you who don't know, it's about the relationship between the police and the black community of Detroit and what really happened one night at the Algiers Motel 50 years ago. And Detroit is starring some of our most impressive British actors. Yeah, absolutely. And we have them here with us today, so I'm really, really proud to be able to introduce them because they're going to say a few words. So, who would like to tell us what we can expect to see with the film?
Yeah, thank you, first of all, for that intro, and thank you to MOBO for partnering with E1 to make this happen. Basically, this film's set 50 years ago, and unfortunately it's all too relevant to the scenes that I'm sure you've all witnessed as far as race relations, not just in America, but here are concerned. Cases of police brutality, social injustice in general. So, as actors, I think I speak for us when I say we feel really lucky to be part of a film that seeks to initiate important conversation that will hopefully lead to kind of palpable change, but that's not going to happen unless it's supported as well, you know. And anyway, I don't want to blab on too much because you know, the movie does really speak for itself. But do you lovely people want to add anything? Because I didn't even want to. I'm too nervous.
Well, tell us about your character and how you prepared for the role.
Black people. Sorry. Yes, John! Now the proper introduction, I had to just get down. Oh, it's good to be here.
When I'm on stage, live one. Swimming in a rave, live one. Best by the case, nice one. Out with a mate, stuff, got in a place, it's gonna be a live one. When I'm on stage, live one. Swimming in a rave, live one. Best by the case, nice one. Out with a mate, stuff, got in a place, it's gonna be a live one.
First of all, I want to just say thank you to MOBO for this opportunity. I think we're all creatives in this room, and we have the chance to form and to spark influence with our medium, and the fact that we now have music involved, the fact that we are now at a position where our creativity can help spark the conversation, as Will said, to change. This is amazing for me to see, and we're living at a very glorious time, guys, where we all need unity, we all need to support each other, a good pat on the back, and know that we're all in this. This is history that we're working at right now. In terms of my movie, though, this is a very important film, and this movie is first of all made by a phenomenal woman, Catherine Bigelow, who directed this movie, and yeah, right so it's very important that you support, tweet, have the conversation. I'm sure you're about to go through an emotional journey with this, and yeah, continue supporting, and blessings for all the support.
Obviously it's Detroit, and Motown is just such an important part of that city, and it was, for my character particularly, it's a big motivating reason why she was in the city. It was where everyone wanted to be at that time, and I think the soundtrack we have for this movie is really incredible and just evokes the spirit of the time so well.
Thank you. And when's the film out?
August 25th.
August the 25th. Please kind of talk about it. Hashtag Detroit. Get the message out there, and thank you. Please give them a warm welcome.
I'm here with Novelist, and obviously you might have recognised his face at the Black Lives Matter protest holding a sign that says "Stop killing the man dem." it's really important that we have figures like Novelist himself speaking up and showing up for issues that we cannot avoid in this day and age, and speaking about issues that we can't avoid. What do you feel has changed since 1967 and 2017?
What I think has changed is the mass destruction on black people's image. But I still think the ecosystem of the world is contingently racist against black people. 100%, but you just got to work with what you got and, you know what I'm saying, try and make something for your own people and, you know, show love to everyone, but keep it stepping while you're doing your own thing, you feel me?
And I really want to hear your perspective as a white person, because I really value your opinion and I see that you speak out a lot on things that really matter. So what do you feel is the difference now between 1967 and 2017?
Well, we know there's no difference. Really, the only real difference that can be made right now is we have an opportunity, specifically white people who look exactly like me. We need to watch these things. We need to feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable watching stuff like this. And we need to speak out, but also do things that we can do every day, you know, like really change the way we think and start talking to our family. I have problematic family. I see you already. You're watching me already. I see you.
Between 1967, which is when Detroit was set in, and 2017, what do you feel has changed?
Do you know what? Like, to be honest, I actually didn't know it was that intense. Like, I understood that there were riots and things like that, but that, for me, that was the first time, like, I guess being thrown into it, and that's how I felt with the film. Like, from the get-go, it was very intense. You know, I came in smiling, excited to be here, and I've kind of left, in a way, uncomfortable, which is I believe, the intention for the film, because who can feel uncomfortable? Anyone who can feel comfortable in situations like that, you know?
And I feel like, especially someone that is a musician, you still have almost a duty to reflect the times that we're in. And I think you do a very great job at doing that. What do you feel are the restrictions of doing that, especially when you really want to express how you proper feel, but you know that in the world we live in, it's easy for your message to be misconstrued or taken apart the wrong way?
I feel like the restrictions are that you have to make your own platform to do it. There's no like major outlets where people can just be free with what they want to say. So, you know, you can't really rely on other people to put out your message or even care about your message. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's a blessing because I know that I can go online or I can, you know, post up somewhere and say, yo, I'm going to be here at so-and-so time. If you want to hear what I'm saying, come check me or yeah, come to the live show. You're going to get more than a performance. I
feel that what you're saying is incredibly valid, incredibly relevant, and I do feel, especially in that film as well, that white people were portrayed in a way that I feel is definitely accurate. And I'm really glad, because I've seen a lot of films, yeah, where white people are portrayed as the savior, the hero, and it's like, but it's not about you. This story extends beyond your whiteness, and I think it's important that we continue having this conversation.
But you know what? I also do think there was I love the film, but there was a few things that made me think that also there was like, oh, there are good cops there. I was a bit like, but really, like, I don't trust police, like, because I've obviously, if you see that, you know the things that happen in reality.
And how do you feel about the fact that we're in a day and age where our pain is being overlooked?
Yeah, no, this is very true. I think for me the film itself was very intense, and I think what I take from it is the fact that, you know, obviously what happened is well out of proportion, well out of this world, shouldn't really be happening to anyone, no matter race, you know, creed, whatever. But what I noticed is that both sides didn't help each other, you know, and I think that films like this allow us to look back at the past and understand how to tackle these things differently. And I think that, you know, we shouldn't give in to the stereotypes that we're seen as, and give those people the excuse to act the way that they are. And I think it's only our day and age, you know, where we can make the change.
And in terms of not necessarily a solution, but moving forward, how do you feel we can continue this conversation?
For the music, to be honest. There's no other way. Like, I'm a musician, so I'm gonna say what I'm thinking through the music. I'm not gonna be out here doing anything other than what I'm supposed to do. And my purpose on earth is spread a message through the music. Do you feel what I'm saying? So, like, obviously no one's a saint, no one's gonna be perfect, but yeah, I'm not out here trying to cause no problems with no one. I want people to understand that when you see another person, whether it's a black man, white man, Chinese man, Indian man, wherever they come from, Australian, whoever it is, you see them, you greet them with respect, you show them, yo, keep it real. And if they're perpetrating, do what you gotta do. But other than that, just show love. When you step outside your house, that should be your first intention. Go where you're going with the intention of showing people love and doing what you have to do.
And we really need to start confronting the things that we could have done a long time ago. We're lazy. We're very lazy people. We think it's not nothing to do with us. I can watch this film. Oh, great, I'm going to go back to my comfortable, privileged life. It's not going to happen. I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable. We cannot be like, oh, it's not my problem. You know what? Good luck, though. Like, it's not that. Like, I cannot watch that. Like, that's not 40 years ago, 50 years ago. That's right now. Like, and things that we're seeing right now in the US, even we're seeing right now after Brexit, right today, like, that's not okay.
Do you feel like there are certain situations you find yourself in where you feel like you can't be as vocal about how you genuinely feel about racism?
Okay, I'd say for me, to tell the truth, I've always been on the fence, if that makes sense. Like, literally on the fence.
What do you mean by on the fence?
In the sense, the whole, what is it, too white for the black folks, too black, no, what is it? What's the
In terms of your race?
In terms of my race, you know what I mean? In terms of where I sit. So for myself, like, you know, I felt both white privilege and racism. You know, I've grown up in...
You're either too dark or too light in certain environments.
Yeah, that's exactly, in certain environments. So that's exactly it. So I think it's that, again, it's that kind of stigma upon people that definitely needs to change, you know.
Keep on expressing and keep on showing up for young black kids, man. We appreciate you very much. And I think people like yourself and myself, the more we continue to not only continue these conversations, but start these conversations, I think the closer we will reach change, honestly. So thank you very much. Really appreciate your perspective. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for sharing that, Reece. I appreciate that. I've had so many insightful conversations with so many incredible people, but I must say the one thing that stuck with me is the fact that 1967 and 2017, I see no difference, and I'm sure a lot of black people will agree with me. We're living in a political climate where racism is being justified by a president that clearly knows that it's wrong, but it continues. And I feel like it's important that we're having these conversations. It's important that we continue making films like this that show the real narrative of what's going on. But most importantly, we all have a duty to just speak up, show up, and do what's right. Guys, thank you so much for having me. I've been the Slumflower. Detroit 2017, guys, in cinemas now. Make sure you take your friends, take your white friends, educate everyone, but with love.
Live one, from a step foot in a place, it's a live one. Got a few new bars, I'ma try one. Man, I got 5, but not like my one. Live one, link for the food, it's a live one. Better know my crew is a live one. Energy's on point, better try some. Car when I'm on stage, live one. Swimming in a rave, live one. Best by the case.